trust anybody. You like it might be cynical, but like make sure just
The
review all
world
the
is out
work.
to get you. Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Apologetically Me. I'm Maggie.
I'm Wanda.
And we're here with Condo Essentials. Have you moved out? Do you need some recommendations and no recommendations? Then you come to the right place. But before we get started, tell the people what you got going on.
Okay, so I just learned of this news this morning and I'm still trying to like I guess come to a place with it. I don't know, like come to something with it. But basically, the intern that I have been working with has essentially landed a full time offer from like another company that is also kind of in the gaming space, doing the same role in a full time position. And it was like announced in our stand up this morning. And I'm like really happy for her because like this is what we want. Like we want the lucrative full-time position. And I think as a person, she is like generally like a really decent and good person. But as a coworker, I think she has some things that she could improve upon. And on one hand, I am really happy that I don't really have to deal with those quirks anymore. But on the other hand, I feel slightly jealous of the fact that she did land a full time position, which is something that we're both like coveting after. And she kind of did it first, and now she's ending her contract early to go work her fancy new full time position while I kind of stay in the same spot that I was before. So, like, I know we had just talked about last week about not comparing yourselves to others, but it's just like we were both kind of like in a very similar situation. And I've definitely had my qualms with working with her, but yet I don't know. You know what I mean?
I totally understand. I am also shocked that she got a full-time job. But I think it's different because she probably wants to leave because she knows she's shitty. No offense to her.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think she was telling me about it and she was like a little bit pissed off at the company, which I totally understand. Um, because like instead of I guess bringing potentially bringing us one of us back, like the company is just hiring new interns and everything. So I think the implication is that like they wouldn't be hiring either of us kind of thing. So like I think that kind of like pissed her off a lot. Like to not even offer the opportunity to like either one of us, instead just like hire new people even though they've wasted like 8 months in training us. So I don't know, it's like I understand where she's coming from, and I think she's very justified in leaving. And I'm fully happy that she was able to find something full time. But yeah, just
Yeah.
I don't know how to process. Like what would you do in this situation?
No, I think I would process it the same like you are too. Like confused about your feelings because you're mad at her, but you're happy for her, but you're jealous of her, but like you're not jealous of her because like you genuinely do love your team. You love your work. Like everything is great for you. It's just it sucks that it's a contract slash internship position. Um, but I think your loyalty will be rewarded. Mm, I hope so, anyways. Your company has done some shady things before, so I really hope it's rewarded. But if not, I think you have a lot of great accomplishments that you've done in the span of a very rocky internship, but you've done some really great things to showcase whenever you do interviews or try to land a full time thing. Like, do you think you'd want to look for a full time opportunity outside your company?
Like I do, but I also am like so picky. Like because like I always get this way where it's like I get a job and then my threshold for my next role or whatever I'm looking for becomes higher because I'm like, okay, well, these are all the things I enjoy in this role. So I want, if I'm going to move, I want something better, right? So it's like this role checks off so many of my boxes that it's like it's so difficult to kind of get those boxes checked off again. Like it would have to be like a remote based company where I don't have to go in and like ideally in PST hours because I've really gotten accustomed to doing that. I also have to really like I guess enjoy the space that they're working within and kind of like get a feel of the team and like it also has to be a higher pay. So like it's like my requirements have grown. And because I know that I can just fall back onto this job, like if I don't get any job offers, it makes me feel less pressure to like want to look for something.
Hmm. Yeah, that's understandable. And it sucks that your company is kind of like leading you on a little bit.
Mhm.
So yeah, I have no other I have no advice for you because this is a very unique situation, but I sympathize and I am sorry. Um I think you're way better than the other intern just from the things you have said. So I don't know what she showcased exactly, but I don't think she will last very long. No, no, I hope she lasts long, but you never know.
Yeah, it's like I know that she wouldn't necessarily like be able to come back even if she didn't last very long because she's kind of ending her internship contract early too. Like she's leaving like next week basically, next Friday. So it's very fast. I do hope she passes her probation. Like I don't wish any like ill will on her at all. Like just because she's not like the best worker in the world, like I don't want her to like necessarily fail at this job. Part of me is also like, oh, like if she does end up liking it, she could also just recommend me too cuz like I like we do have some kind of relationship and she does know how I work, so it wouldn't like negatively impact her in any way if she were to recommend me. I don't know. I think I might be just saying this because like get into different headspaces with her and I right now because I know that there's like a limit to when she's going to go. Like
Rose-colored
I
glasses.
yeah, a little bit like because there's an end date. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh, whatever. Like she's fine, she's great and everything like that." So like I guess take what I'm saying with a little bit of grain of salt, but also I do like the competition aspect a little bit. I think that competition really drives me to do certain things and like competing with her in a way kind of
Oh
like made
my.
me better.
Oh my.
So now I'm like worried that I'm not gonna have any kind of like drive or like as much of a drive as I had before, but we'll see.
Oh my. We like your radical honesty. A little bit concerning because I feel like in a competition, like if you find out that you're the one like losing by like a lot, you kind of give up and like you kind of suck even more. So maybe like that's how she saw it too.
Yeah. I mean, like she did kind of tell my other coworker like how she was like, "Oh, Wanda's so smart, Wanda's so fast, Wanda's so great and everything." Like, so I do think that if I was like in her shoes as well, and if there was someone that was like that I thought was just like so much better than me, not saying that I am, but like if I had that perception, I'd also
Hmm.
be like,
Give up. I
"What's
need
the
to
point?"
leave. Yeah.
Yeah, I need to leave.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that
Um,
too.
yeah, so that's kind of where I am at. And I'm glad that kind of came up because I didn't have an update otherwise. So good timing.
Mm-hmm.
What is your update this week?
Oh, I just feel like well, I kind of talked to Wanda about this, but I feel like I've been very like tired, headachy, um I don't know, like sore, or not sore, but like I don't know. I feel like cold all the time. It could just be a seasonal cold. It could just be the winter vibes. I don't know what it is. Me and my boyfriend think we're trying to fight a virus or something, so that's why we feel like a little bit unenergetic, but I don't know. I don't know what it is. Take your vitamins. But anyways, that's it for me. I did wake up with a huge headache today, and I feel very tired. But it's probably because we went to bed at 3 a.m. last night because we got home
Oh,
so late. As usual,
what are you guys doing?
my family and family friends really like taking advantage of my poor boyfriend, Nick. Because he's so handy with tools and everything, they're like, oh, can Nick come over and mount a TV for us? And that took like way longer than I thought. I was like, oh yeah, like 2 hours max, but like they had a complicated situation. So that took a while, and then they kept feeding us, and we kept taking breaks, and then they did our eyebrows, and yeah, it was a lot of
Both
stuff.
of them?
Me and Nick, we got our eyebrows done.
Nice. How did he enjoy that experience?
He said it wasn't that bad. I wanted like, well, he wanted to clean up like his eyebrows in between, so it's not a unibrow. They cleaned up like above his eyelids a little bit, So yeah, not bad.
Almost like a good trade.
Very, very fair trade.
Just you want to hang up a TV for us?
I can ask him. Oh, and then we can finally see your place.
Yeah, you still have not gone
Hmm.
to our place yet. You're welcome to this Friday. That apparently I just found out that we're doing something from a few days ago. So
Oh, yeah, that's funny. Probably messaged Nick and asked if he was free this Friday, and Nick said no.
okay, well I tried.
Yeah. Well, you're not inviting us for any other day of the week? Interesting.
I actually don't have any
Interesting.
time any other day of the week because
Interesting.
I just found out when I was hanging out with Prabby that we had plans on Friday that I somehow committed to, even though I had not committed to. Um, and then we have your birthday on Saturday.
Mm,
Oh, happy early birthday to you. And then on
thanks.
Sunday, our landlord is coming. So,
Your
like,
landlord likes to pop by a lot.
this is the first time she's popped by. She lives
Oh.
in New York, so I don't know
Oh.
how.
Well, we are also happy to pop by and mount your TV.
Okay, so you're just volunteering, Nick, for that?
Ooh, can we get burger drops? Or some sort of
It's
burgers?
Yeah, sure, go ahead. It's not that
Nice.
good, but like, sure. There's so much
Um,
food around here.
we'll see.
Food. Okay. I mean,
Well,
like, you could just name any time and it would be fine.
nice. We'll see.
It's not Wednesday.
We'll see. Not
Okay.
this week. We'll see. I will
Like I
give you
literally
like literally like 5 days notice.
Oh my gosh. So, going back to that. So Prabby was like, "Oh, we're going to have dinner and then we're going to have drinks." And I was like, "Okay, like where are we going for dinner?" And he was like, "I don't know, just go with the flow." I'm like, "I literally cannot do that. Like I literally need like spontaneous like
it's it's a Friday
I
night. You can't like be spontaneous.
yeah, that's kind of the other thing. It's like where are we going to make a rezo because you're not
Mm-hmm.
going to get in anywhere if you're not going to make a rezo, especially if we're doing anything around here.
Yeah.
And then he's also like not telling me, but I'm like I need to look at the menu. It's not like I'm going to do anything. I just need to look at the menu ahead of time so I'm prepared. But of course he's like, "Oh no, we need to be like more spontaneous and everything."
Who is your beef or crush of the week?
My beef is Maggie. Um so for plans on Thursday, Maggie was like, "Oh, we should get sushi." And I was like, "Oh, you want sushi now or sushi for your birthday?" And Maggie was like, "Both." And then Maggie was talking about Kaka, and then which is like the sushi place that I don't think is that good, but like Maggie really wants to try because a lot of other people have said it's good. And then she's like, "Oh, I want it for my birthday." And then so I, secret agent, said to the group we should go to Kaka for Maggie's birthday. And then everyone else revolted against that idea, at which point Maggie changed her tune in the group chat and was like, "Oh, I don't really care. We can go anywhere. I'm flexible." And I was like, "Maggie, you just threw me under the bus."
I'm so sorry. I apologize. I was thinking more about the plans, and then I realized, downtown Toronto is a little bit far. I could get everyone to come to my area instead. That way I don't have to leave my dog alone, um, like for too long, anyways. And we do the activity I wanted, and then we can get dinner either in the area or go back to my neighborhood or do something nearby. So I still have to think about it, but I know we're also going to Kinkaku slash Jinzakaya in the next like couple weeks. So I'm like, is this too much all you can eat sushi? But again, you can never have too much sushi. So this is where the two wolves inside me were fighting. Um,
But then you found out the activity wasn't even near you.
yeah, that's kind of a pain. It's really near like no one. It's like inconvenient for every single person. So I'm like,
Yeah,
ugh, I don't know what to do anymore.
that's usually how I make my plans. um, to add on to that, Abby went through all the different options nearby the escape room that you suggested and on presenting me, the person whose not birthday it is, with options of other types of food, being like, "Look at this rating, it's so good. Look how good this place is." I'm like, Prabby, I'm not the one you need to convince. Like, it doesn't matter what I think, it's Maggie's birthday. That did not stop him. He kept on going for another 5 minutes.
He did send them in the group chat. I did not look at a single one. There's just so
Oh,
many.
he sent the sushi places, but then he was going for Indian food near the area that like you had proposed the escape room in and was
Oh
like, "Look
my.
at all these different options we could have." And I'm like,
Oh
"It's not my
my.
birthday."
Maybe he just
I,
really
I
likes that area.
he just really doesn't want to get sushi.
He doesn't want to get sushi.
I think that's what it is. Like, I think he's just like very. I don't know. I don't know why he was trying to convince me, but like,
Literally, my perfect birthday food is popcorn and sushi. So,
Cineplex.
Cineplex popcorn specifically. That's why Nick is busy on February 3rd, because he has to come over to my house and bring me popcorn.
Oh, that's so nice of him.
I'm gonna order it, but he can just pick it up.
Oh, still, that's so nice of him to bring it to you.
I know, that's so sweet. We'll have a movie night. We'll probably
Aw,
watch The Last of Us.
it's not a movie.
Sorry, a show night. I don't know. I mean, they're so long. They're basically a movie.
Yeah, fair. I thought it was like I thought all the episodes were out already because like my coworker was like, "You should go watch it," and then I found out episode 3 just came out last night, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
The first episode was like an hour and a half long. It's so long. And the second one is like 50 minutes. So I'm assuming the third one will be 50 minutes. It's good. It's just like yucky because I don't like the concept of zombies. And this is like not zombies, but they're like basically zombies.
I see. I don't know. It's just like I need someone else to get me into the show.
Jordan?
Yeah, I need him. If you can convince him to put it on TV, then I'll watch it. But it's not like it's not the show that I'm gonna reach for and put on myself.
Yeah, I agree. It's not a show that I would want to watch alone. I only did it because Nick really wants it and he really likes zombie stuff. Sad. You're so close to being perfect. JK, JK.
I see. Okay, what is your beef or crush of the week?
My beef/crush, because it's a 2-in-1, is that I started taking vitamin D and magnesium. And for those who don't know, I have a very irregular bowel system. Sometimes I'll just go 5 days without knocking one down. Sometimes 3 days. It's very rough being me. Ever since I started taking vitamin D and magnesium consistently, it has been a game changer. I go almost every single day now. It is very concerning for me because I'm like, whoa, this is so weird. I'm not used to this. I'm taking so much time out of my day to, I mean, I don't actually like take that much time, but I'm like, holy, this is a long time. I'm not used to this. But yeah, I feel like it really cleans me out. And I highly recommend this to anyone who is in a situation like me. Take your vitamin D and magnesium after a large meal.
It's interesting. I never found vitamin D to do that for me, but I've never taken magnesium.
So I was reading about vitamin D, and apparently, like, your body doesn't absorb vitamin D unless it has magnesium with it. Magnesium or some sort of calcium. It doesn't fully absorb, like, the good stuff of vitamin D.
But like when you eat like vitamin D foods, what is that not?
So we have, like, a bit of magnesium in us, but apparently not a lot of it, so you need to, like, amp up. That's why you take like some vitamins, and then it helps when you take like a lot of vitamin D. Apparently, according to the internet and my mother.
Okay. I think you're not supposed to take like magnesium unless you need magnesium though. Like
It helps like your bones and stuff. Your bones, your strength, cardiovascular health.
Calcium though, bones. Maybe not cardiovascular health. But yeah, I would like improvements to my cardiovascular health because I am not good at climbing stairs.
Same. Yeah, I had asked Wanda to do the CN Tower walk with me, like where you climb up the steps. Yeah, I just needed some motivation other than my boyfriend because he loves stairs for some reason. He thinks that it'll take years off his life. So sometimes he'll just climb up to the 6th floor where we live, and then I will take the elevator just to see who will win.
It's good that he chooses the stairs, but also climbing upstairs is like really damaging for your knees. So while he is adding years to his life, he might be taking years away from his knees.
Mm-hmm. He's gonna get even shorter. Short king.
Yeah, or also like knee surgery, knee replacements, all that stuff. But like I don't think like he's a pretty active guy. He'll be okay.
To be fair, we do not actually live on the 6th floor. We, for some reason, don't have a 4th floor. So it's even less stairs.
Oh, Well, you know why you don't have a fourth floor.
Is it bad luck?
And like four in Chinese means death. Like
Mm,
another like it also like it sounds the same, so it's like unlucky.
sad, because that's my favorite number. Explains a lot. JK, JK. We're not manifesting that this year, ladies. Okay. Moving on to our condo essentials. We've moved in. We've each moved out, of our respective childhood homes. And now we're living on our own in the big old city with our respective partners. What are some things that you think are essential recommendations for people who have, if they're moving out? Let's start with recommendations first. What's your go-to item that you would die without in your condo, besides like running water in a fridge and stuff like that?
I don't think I could say that anything in my condo I'd die without. Like I think like there's nothing like everything in my condo is like it's less of a I'm gonna die without it. It's more of a like how to improve my quality of life, I guess, kind of thing. Like I can't like what is your thing that you would die without?
I'm exaggerating. Obviously, everything is replaceable except for the people and animals within it.
Okay. So I guess it's like if we think about something that is like I think buying a good duvet is
Mm.
something that is really important. I wouldn't die without it, but I think having a really good one is going to last you a very long time. And one that I have is like we paid like around $200 for it, but the like I think it was a worthy investment because it doesn't shed feathers. It's super soft and super warm, but also super light. And it's also is like we bought like a king size one instead of a queen, even though it's a queen bed, because like both big blanket stealers.
Where'd you buy it from?
Um, there's this place on Richmond. It's right by the movie theater in downtown Toronto.
Did you like go in there and then buy it and walk home with it?
Yeah, we took the bus with it, and Jordan
Nice.
carried it home. I'm just it's by the Good Life and the movie theater on Richmond, and that is all I can. That is all the
Keep your
information I have.
secrets.
Oh,
Keep your secrets.
I if I find it eventually, I'm like it's fine. Anyone can have this. It's such a great duvet. I fully recommend it to everybody. What is your thing?
Um, my thing is, you think it'd be obvious, but a nightstand. Um, each person having a nightstand. Originally, only like Nick's side of the bed had a nightstand, and I hated it because I always have like stuff I need to put on. Like I want to put my phone somewhere. I want to put my like Vaseline at night, my body cream, my Kindle, my knitting stuff, all the other like miscellaneous stuff that I want to keep around somewhere, but I don't have a place for it because it's mine. So having a nightstand on my side of the bed has been an absolute game changer. I love it because it's something that's privately mine, even though this whole area is technically mine. But it's still so nice to have. When you don't have it, you truly appreciate it. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Yeah, I don't know if I necessarily need like a nightstand. Like if a place didn't have a nightstand, it wouldn't be like the worst thing in the world. I don't have a nightstand in my childhood home, as you call it, either,
Mm,
and I don't feel like I'm necessarily lacking. But I do use part of my bed sometimes as a nightstand.
yeah, see? And a place to put my water bottle. I need that too because I get thirsty.
Just put it on the floor. It's like
Yeah, I could, but for some reason I feel like my condo gets so dusty.
mm, it's fair. I agree with that. I like every time I vacuum, there's so much dust.
Yeah, I don't even know like what we do. Like even when Jackie's not here, like it's still so dusty. And there's still so much dog hair everywhere. It's like floating in the air.
I don't know. It's one of those things where it what is nice is when you don't have your bed pushed up against a wall and like it's easier to put on your sheets and everything after you wash them. I think that's a benefit of having nightstands because it like doesn't just leave like an empty space between like
Mm,
the wall and your bed. So it's like it's almost like that's kind of the only reason I would have one. Like I wouldn't necessarily be like itching for a nightstand.
mm.
That's more decoration than anything than like use. But I mean you use yours a lot.
I love
I guess
mine.
it depends.
For sure, for sure. I think I would be very sad if I didn't get one. I was very jealous of Nick's nightstand because we switched sides of the bed for some reason. And I hate it. I'm always on the right side.
Uh, on the note of dust, I think a vacuum, like a really nice vacuum
Mm.
cleaner that you invest in is really important. My go-to is always the Dyson, but like you could probably buy something like a bit cheaper too if you're not willing to put in that money right away. But it's just like it makes vacuuming so easy and it really makes you want to vacuum all the time
Hmm.
because it's just like it's easy to empty out. You don't have to keep it plugged in. You don't have to walk around with a cord and stuff. So my recommendation is like a cordless vacuum. And if you can afford it, a Dyson. And if you have even more money you want to spend, the Dyson with the laser on it, where you can see the dust particles you're picking up. It's so satisfying.
That would drive me nuts though. Every day I'd use that laser and like try to figure it out where all the hair is coming from.
Be funny because it'd be like you, and there's like a puddle of hair around your desk from.
It's me. I'm the one shedding.
Yeah, in the words of Taylor Swift, it's me, I'm the problem.
Yeah, I second that recommendation. Getting, yeah, a good quality vacuum cleaner will definitely help. We specifically got the Dyson Animal because Jackie is absolutely an animal.
And not in an offensive way.
Not in an offensive way. um, my other recommendation is, I mean, yeah, not really like my essential, but my recommendation is when you move into your condo to, if you compost, to put it in the freezer so that it doesn't get smelly and leak everywhere. I saw that from TikTok and it has been great because you want a balance between not going to hell and saving the environment. You know what I mean? Well, Nick told me that because I don't know. He said we have to compost because we don't want to go to hell. And I was like, oh, my family doesn't really compost. So are you saying they're going to go to hell? And he was like, well, I didn't say that. That's just how the world works.
I like I understand, but I think when you're in an apartment, all of that kind of goes to shit because we recycle and but when we recycle bigger boxes, you have to bring it down to the dumpsters. And the dumpsters are always a mix of garbage and recycling. So it's like while we do our part to recycle, it's probably going to land up in the exact same landfill anyways and not be recycled.
This is truly a bummer because you're right. I do often see stuff get mixed up. And it makes me sad because I'm like, man, I put so much effort in and now like no one even cares about it. Because realistically, like most of it can't be recycled anyways. Which sucks. But ignorance is bliss. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're
That's why
doing a
I
lot.
don't compost here. Like cuz it's
Mm,
I we have like a chute and I feel like the chute's just going to end up in the exact same place. I think it's just the illusion of composting. I don't think
sad.
there's actually like composting. But like if I ever owned like a home, I would compost again.
Mm. We do have like separate dumpsters, I guess, downstairs. It just sucks we have to go all the way downstairs to take out our compost.
We don't have a compost garbage, but there's
Ah,
a chute
interesting.
that goes to compost. And I don't know if that actually does go to
They
a
have like the
compost.
three things that separate it, but then actually it's just one chute.
Yeah, it's just one chute
Yeah,
down.
that would be sad. Well, anyways, anyone who wants to compost in their condo, I recommend using a freezer so it doesn't smell.
Do you like keep the compost in the freezer or like how does that work?
Yeah, we keep the compost bag in the freezer. Like we'll take it out when we need it, and then when we store it, put it in the freezer.
Why don't you just throw it out right away?
In the garbage, or take it downstairs.
Take it downstairs.
Oh, because I feel like it'd be a pain every time we're making eggs. Like, be right back, gotta go throw it downstairs.
Don't you wait until like the thing is full before you pop it
No,
in the
like basically anytime we store. So like we were making eggs, eggshells. We'll
yeah.
take the bag out of the freezer, put it in, and then put it back in the freezer. And then when
Oh,
it's
so you
full,
keep your
we throw it down.
compost in the freezer.
Yeah,
See. Okay.
yeah. Then when it's full, we throw it
Interesting.
downstairs.
Is cool because it also prevents you from getting like fruit flies and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
that's always nice. If you do compost, that's a good tip.
Mm-hmm. And bananas are smelly.
Yeah, I literally like a ripening banana is one of those smells that makes me gag.
Mm.
No. My other thing would be a kitchen island. If I ever buy a place, it will have to have a kitchen island. That is a non-negotiable for me because there's just never enough space on the counters for like actual, I guess, cooking area that it's
Mm.
attached to the wall. And just having an island is just such a game changer. It's like versatile. Like you can put seating there if you wanted to. You can prep there. It's just like an extra bit of space that, like, I think really makes life easier.
Yeah, I agree. When I go back home, I'm like, there's never enough counter space here. I always have to end up using the table if there's like a lot of prep.
Yeah, which is like kind of annoying because it's like the table is seating. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
kind of like not a perfect height for you to like be chopping and prepping and stuff like that. So it's like not good on your back either.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, we bought like a key holder thing, like where you put your keys when you walk in the door. Just because I was always losing my keys and I could never find my work badge before I went to work. So now I just keep it there to remind me. I think
That
that's
is
great.
smart. Yeah. That's where Jordan keeps his keys. There's a little hook on our door that I guess was here from the tenant before. So he puts
Smart.
his keys there. And I put my keys in my fanny pack because the only time I ever need my keys is when I go to the gym.
Smart. And you bring your fanny pack to the gym?
Yeah, it just makes like carrying my like cuz put my keys in my phone, I guess, in my fanny pack because then I
Mm.
can reach for it quickly instead of putting it in my gym bag and having to like dig around in my gym bag to like kind of find it and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I have pockets now, usually in the winter, I find that it's just easier. The habit is already built from the summer.
Yeah, that's fair. I keep everything on my water bottle.
Yeah, I find it's difficult
It's
to
bulky
do that.
and it's hard to
Yeah,
drink.
yeah.
Keys just hit
I've
your
tried
face.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've tried that before and I just don't love it. So,
Mm-hmm.
recommend a fanny pack.
I feel.
Mm-mm. Um, what was the other thing that I was going to recommend? I think it's like this isn't one for me, but like personally, I really like so I went to Prabby's like recently for the first time and his place is just like so cozy and so like nicely decorated and stuff and I'm just like, "Oh, this is like so nice. I wish I could do this to my place, but I can't because there's already so much furniture here and everything." So like I think a good okay, so two things from his place, two learnings from his place. Um like changing bulbs, like bulbs that you can change the color of, I think really like sets like the mood and the ambiance and stuff. Like he has like a very good like take your a girl there
Mm-hmm.
pad.
That's what I was telling him too. That's so funny.
um it's like I think he also has like feminine hygiene products too in his like cabinets and stuff. So like he's like very prepared.
Dang.
Yeah. Um I was not swooping. He had the drawer open and I just looked inside.
Hmm.
Oh, he has pads and tampons, so it's like a double like
Aw.
yeah,
That is
I know.
sweaty.
Yeah. So that's number one. And then Jordan was like, we should get Philips Hues for like our place too. And I was like, it's just not the same vibe.
I suggested that too to Nick, and he said the exact same thing. He said, we don't really have that kind of aesthetic, and they're really expensive.
Oh, are me and Nick the same person? The second thing is like a really comfy couch. Like
Hmm.
a I think it's okay to invest some money. Like your bed and your couch, I think, are two areas. I mean, like an office chair too, probably.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I spend most of my time on the couch. So I think like a nice couch that is good for entertaining, but also good for casually like lying upon, like spending a little bit more money there. I think the theme for me is that some things are going to cost a little more, but I think for your home, if you want to make it like a longer term home, like you're going to stay there for a while, like buy pieces that are slightly more expensive, like if it's if you really like them and if they really fit like everything that you're looking for. So like a couch might be a bit more expensive, but if you can use it for a longer term, like I think that's better than buying something like a little bit cheaper.
Totally agree. Um, yeah, I really wish we could decorate our place like Prappy's, but then I always fight with like, oh, we're not going to be here for too long. Like, I don't know. Like, we kind of want to buy a house eventually. Like, we'll see. But yeah, I second that too. That's a great one. Um, to note though, Prabby's place is also very expensive. He had to dig into his savings to buy a lot of those pieces in his condo.
Yes, also, it's very nice.
It is very
um,
nice. Not within everyone's means, but you know, some things are nice. He
yeah,
just has
and
like
I
such a nice aesthetic. Do you see his cutlery too? It's
oh,
so
I didn't see his
beautiful.
cutlery.
It's like heavy and black and beautiful.
Oh. I feel like if I ever actually purchase something, like if I like purchased a home, like I'd spend more time trying to curate the home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's been on my TikToks lately, like design TikTok. Like people just have like an eye for design, and I'm like, that's such a good gift that I do not have. Like I'll
Mhm.
literally be like, okay, it's fine with me. If it works, it works. But no, I need to work on my eye.
Yeah, I think I have an eye for like what I like versus like in a like the design of something. Like I've like a home meets what I need for like a long-term place. That's something that I actually consider buying. But once I buy it, I'm like, I don't know what to do with this space.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's hard because I feel like me and Nick have different styles too.
Mm.
Like he's
It is
really
hard.
likes wood, like the antique, like any type of wood kind of thing. And I'm like, I don't like that. I like the modern, like very minimalist look.
Yeah, that is the one thing that me and Jordan do really get along with. Like we have very much the same house aesthetic. Um, like we are both into like exposed brick, minimalism, like black trims and everything like that, like exposed like concrete and things like that. Just like rustic, but also very like clean and modern
Mm-hmm.
is kind of like our whole thing. So it's like I can show him something and be like, I really like this, and he'd be like, oh, I really like this too, which is nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sometimes I'll be like, I don't want this, but then if I throw it out, it's like an antique thing from his like family, and his family's like kind of hoarders, so they keep like a lot of things.
Yeah, that I
It's hard.
it
It's
is
hard to
hard.
say no.
Yeah, I don't love the wood aesthetic
Me
either.
neither.
So
Yeah. It'll truly be two wolves actually fighting in real life. No more internal.
yeah, I will look forward to seeing what your future house looks like because both of you are also people pleasers. So we'll see.
We'll see.
I asked this like a few months ago, but has your thoughts changed about buying a house or a condo or anything like that?
We cannot afford to buy a house, and I feel like buying a condo is a ripoff. I don't know why. I just feel like it's just better to rent right now, because the condo fees are so crazy high, and I don't know if I want to live in a condo for the rest of my life. It is very convenient though. Like it's so nice not having to shovel snow or like mow a lawn or like just take care of a garden or something. It's so lovely. But also, I like having some space. I don't know what it is about having a house that I want. Something to own, I guess. Something to have. The dream that our parents had. It somehow got pushed to us.
I mean, like having a house and or like owning a house or owning something means like financial stability in a way. Like it
Yeah.
represents something. So,
It's just a flex, basically.
I mean, like
Um,
it's more cozy too.
yeah. And like one of my favorite YouTubers, she apparently looks around all over GTA, outside of Toronto, within Ontario, other provinces, across Canada, could not find an affordable house. So then she decided to move to Texas, where it's affordable, and she just bought like a house, no problem.
It's hard because it's like I have been going through a lot of like what do I want in a place, but then I was like I don't want something big. Like I think something like 1,500 square feet would probably be the biggest that I go because just like cleaning our tiny ass little condo, I'm like this is too hard. Like I can't do this all the time. Like I do not want this. And so it's like I like having like not that much space, and I think it's like cozier for like us, like both of us, that we
Mm-hmm.
want something a little bit smaller and like not live in a house just yet because it's like I'm not ready to leave the area that I'm in. Um, I really like it. I'm a person of habit. Once I live somewhere for a while, I'm like, ah, this is the place I want to settle down in. And then I'll move somewhere else, maybe, because, like outside of my will. And I'd be like, oh, this is really nice. Maybe I'll stay here for a while too. So we're kind of like looking in the area. There's a specific place that we're kind of looking at. They are condos though. So that is something that I think we're okay with at this point of our lives, and like we're not looking to build a family of any sort. So like a 2 bedroom would be max, like enough space for us, like as long as we have enough like desk area
Hmm.
and like just some little bit more space.
Hmm. I see where you're coming from.
Yeah. And I think it's like fair to not want a condo. It's like there's a lot of like issues with living in a condo, like fire testing and like fire alarms and like people peeing in the elevators or
Mm,
like a bunch of stuff with living in like a condo that's also not great.
yeah, definitely not the best. Having like upstairs or downstairs neighbors too sucks.
I haven't had like much issues with noise at this place.
We don't have like huge issues, but we'll hear like stomping sometimes at like 2 or 3 a.m. And I'm like, weird time to be
Oh,
stomping or like bolting across upstairs. I don't even know what they're doing and how big their place is for them to like full on run.
maybe a dog or something.
I feel like dogs would be like little pitter patters, but this is like huge boot stomping.
Hmm, that is so weird. I don't think there are times where it feels like there's like drilling or something that's happening, but I don't know if that's upstairs or if it's just like the condo doing maintenance stuff.
Mm,
And then like maybe sometimes you'll hear like a slight like boom noise, but I
mm,
also don't know if that's upstairs or just the condo making noises.
yeah.
Oh, so I guess we got fortunate.
Hmm. That's another thing too. Maintenance stuff. I feel like our condo bosses us around too much.
Mm.
At least we can do it on our own terms this time. And but it's also nice that like if there's something happens, like we don't have to worry about it. Like, we call the landlord or the condo will take care of it.
Yeah, that is fair. I mean, like, if you ever live in like a townhouse community too, like if you end up buying a townhouse, you kind of get same condo board type stuff and like even with like townhouses. Like
Hmm.
only if you own like a detached home do you kind of not have to pay those like condo fees or like townhouse fees.
I didn't even know they had fees. That sucks.
Yeah.
Any lessons learned from moving into your condo that you have for our listeners? Any piece of advice to not do?
Um understand your condo's website or like if you're moving into a condo, understand the website that your condo uses to book everything. So you kind of have like a good idea of how to book an elevator, how to do those things, like what the area kind of looks like. I don't know, just like prepping for moving day and things like that. But that's just my anxiety talking maybe. So you can also just wing it.
I recommend not winging it because usually you have to bring a check. For us, anyways, you have to bring like a check to book your elevator and stuff.
Yeah, it was like expensive. I think you had to put like a big down payment to be able to like move, which I
Yeah.
ooh,
And it had to be like a money order, so it couldn't even be like my personal check. That was a pain, and it cost money.
terrible. I hate that.
Hmm.
I think like get a good idea of like the quirks of your condo. Like it's try to test certain things out when you're going condo or going house shopping or
Hmm.
something like that first. Like there there are some things that you won't know until you start living there, but like they're like test out the toilet. Like does the toilet feel nice?
Mm.
Or like test out the water pressure. Does the water pressure is the water pressure okay? Like take a look around. Like don't just be looking, be like, oh, do I like or not like this place? But actually kind of like suss things out a little bit so you like figure out what you can and can't live with.
Yeah, I think that's really good. I really regret not doing that too. I mean, not that we have any huge issues, but yeah, I wish we tested it out a little bit more or like had a chance to like talk to people, be like, hey, so what do you not like about this building? Because I feel like I really hope that the condo management doesn't just like do this every single year where we had to like move our cars or like and they wouldn't give us street parking or like move your lockers, empty it and then put in temporary lockers and then move everything back into your lockers. So, kind of annoying. Hope it wasn't a yearly thing.
For your sake, I hope it's not a yearly thing
Mhm.
too.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what other recommendations I have to not do. But I think you nailed that one on the head. Hmm.
Our toilet creaks every time you sit on it, which is like not the most terrible thing in the world, but it's kind of annoying after a while.
Hurts my ego.
It happens to everybody. Like there's something just like off balance slightly about it.
Mm, that's
So
fair.
that's kind of just like, yeah, don't worry,
Mm-hmm.
it's not you.
Mm. Hmm.
Mm,
Other than that, I feel like if you're moving for the first time, you'll be okay. You'll figure it out. There's nothing that's awful. And I'm hoping, knock on wood, that you have a backup plan. Like you can go home. But also, if not, um, we have a guest room in our building where you pay $90. Hit me up.
that's terrible. Like you're just like, because you have to, I think you have to pay a down payment for that too,
Oh my
or like you're
god.
responsible. Literally everything that the condo provides you is like, well, actually, you gotta pay a
Awful.
little. Yeah, it's really
Mm-hmm.
terrible. Yeah, don't settle in the first place. Usually would not give this advice, but because of how crazy the rental market is right now, highly, highly suggest getting an agent.
Mm-hmm.
And if you are moving into the Toronto area, I have some recommendations.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, because some agents suck. Like, if your agent is like not very responsive, not very good, just drop them. Like, there's a million agents out there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it happens to them all the time. Don't feel like you need to stick with one agent if you're not doing what you need them to do. Um, Also, read through everything yourself. Just because they are an agent and you think that they are even good at their job, make sure you read through all the contracts and everything yourself, just in
Mm-hmm.
case.
And know what is legal and not legal for Ontario tenants because
Yeah.
sometimes they'll try to bamboozle you.
Mhm. And you don't want to be bamboozled because you really wanted a place and like you kind of had rose-colored glasses because of it.
Mm-hmm. Lately, TikTok has been giving like really bad advice for tenants. Like they
What?
say it's like technically it's illegal for your landlord to. No, wait. When it's like a light bulb change, technically it's on your landlord to change all of that stuff.
I think it's on your like it like ours
And yeah,
said like anything over 100 is anything under 100 is our responsibility. So like
that's pretty
for
nice.
example, light bulb change.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I think you should maybe take a look at your um
Contract.
contract
Yeah.
with your rental contract with your
Mm-hmm.
landlord, but also to establish a good relationship with your landlord, there are certain things where it's just easier for you to do yourself. Like,
Mm-hmm.
unless the light fixture is literally attached to the wall and you have to take out the entire light fixture to be able to change like, just a
Just do it
bulb.
yourself. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. I was trying to tell Nick this.
I just,
We don't have it. Well, actually, we do. But he was like, technically, it's on our landlord, and I'm like, let's not do that.
yeah. Because it's like, they're human too. Like,
Mm-hmm.
if you're gonna bother them for every light bulb change, they're probably gonna be a dick to you. And, like,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Well, they already increased our rent anyways.
Oh,
Yeah.
but like your unit had to be occupied before 2018, right?
Uh, I think the yeah, it was. Why did our rent go
Okay,
up? It went up by like 2.5 because that's
that's fine.
oh sad.
Sorry. It went up.
Sad.
That's how much rent was allowed to go up this year if it was occupied before 2018. So if
Sad.
it went up more than 2.5%, then
Mm.
you is illegal.
Good to know. Good to know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
we know someone who was like their rent went up by like I forget how much it was, but their rent was like 1,800, and then the landlord said to them like, "Oh, your rent will now be 2,600," and he was like, "Whoa, what are you talking about? That's not legal. Like I've only been living here for like a year and like XX whatever." And landlord like tried to cop out and was like, "Oh, sorry, that was actually a typo. It's actually going up by like this amount instead." So your landlord might try to bamboozle you. Be careful.
yeah. But also, if it wasn't rented prior to 2018, rent could go up as much as the landlord likes.
Insane.
That is the Doug Ford government. Don't forget to vote, people.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
That is, yeah. Never trust anybody. You like it might be cynical, but like make sure just
The
review all
world
the
is out
work.
to get you.
Yeah, it truly is. And it's like I don't think people do it on purpose necessarily. Like sometimes mistakes happen, but then other times people are dicks and like they're gonna try to fool you to get like a quick buck or something. And it's like, don't let that happen to you.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Any other closing advice?
Stay diligent.
Be humble. Alrighty. Thanks for watching another episode. Go follow us on social media, TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. And go listen to us wherever you get your podcasts and on YouTube. And join us next Thursday for another episode of Apologetically Me.
Bye.
Bye.